everything seemed copacetic come game one. Gary plays good game, a really good game. Outplays the computer, gets a favorable position, forces the complications.
Cool. So now he's finally made a move. He's gotten out of the pin and played the move king from G1 to H1, which indeed is a cautious move. Yeah, and he's starting to shake a little bit. If you saw the camera show that characteristic leg shake of chess players, leg twitch. When your leg starts going a mile a minute, and you can see it there, that he is not a patient man. Kasparov would be so bad at poker.
The first game, Deep Blue played very strangely. It played a lot of moves that really surprised me, and it certainly looked bad.
What marvelous chess mind. Deep Blue always like right away.
And he just wiped the machine off the board. It was so easy. It was easier than he thought it would have been.
One, 0. Gary again. He's, you know, like, this is wonderful. Isn't life beautiful?
The quality of the game was lousy. I mean, Deep Blue, it played like machine. I mean, I don't say, lousy is not the right word. It did exactly what everybody expected machine to do.
We should mention that along with Gary Kasparov, the Deep Blue team is with us on stage.
We lost the first game. But if you look at us, if you actually see the team, how we actually behaving, we were actually a fairly happy bunch. The reason for that, we were sufficiently comfortable. We know Deep Blue is sufficiently strong.
So we just felt that if he kept on playing this strategy, there would be different results. And we just had to make a few minor adjustments to correct some specific flaws that occurred in game one.
We have some work to do tonight.
And another question from the audience?
I didn't pay any attention because I thought, come on, this is the, I would beat the machine whatever happens, because look at game one. It's a machine. At the end of that, it's stupid.
The first game was so easy. He just won it, and in fact, we were baffled. We sat there at dinner saying, how could it be so easy? Something's wrong. They've developed it for a year now, and it's become much faster, and still it was so easy. And the second game, he got crushed.
Game one, machine didn't pay any attention to king's safety. We have to remember it, because in game two and in other games, machine would be taking care of a great deal about king's safety. So now it's absolutely clear that game one and game two was played by different computers.
Game two was the pivotal game in this match, when it became clear that they were not a team. This was not a partnership. This was a death match.
Jogo 2.
Kasparov knows the computer will not be hobbled by human weaknesses such as a lack of concentration, but Kasparov can enjoy human advantages such as being devious.
I can drag machine into the type of the positions where its computing power will be not able to give a right advice.
Gary, using some wonderful anti-computer strategy, got a position where he blocked the position. This is what you're supposed to do against computers. Block up the position, computer won't know what to do, and the computer will play planlessly.
What he didn't realize is that I spent months forcing it to play closed positions so that if ever gotten one, it would handle them better. And we spent an awful lot of time working on that specific problem.
And Gary gets into a very difficult position, arguably a losing position.
But I disagree with Fritz. What Fritz is saying...
A lot of the people watching were thinking that Gary would probably get a draw out of it. These are not really the sort of positions that computers tend to play well, where they have a small advantage with no clear attacking lines.
So now, machine sank in the deep thinking. So it spends 15 minutes, which is, it's already, it's already troubling, because it's unusual, and it makes a move. Yet it got winning position.
Gary says, aha, I got one chance. What I'm going to do is sacrifice a pawn and get counterplay. All or nothing, sacrifice the pawn.
If the computer just plays like a computer and just goes to try to capitalize and win some pawns and be materialistic, Kasparov would be able to counterattack, and the computer wouldn't see that coming, because they usually just go after material like a cat after a fish and just say, okay, give me that now, it's mine, and I'm gonna get, and then that's how they get tricked sometimes.
Computer doesn't take the pawn. Instead, the computer plays a real Karpov-like move.
Instead of winning like 2 pawns, it plays a strategic move which secures the win in a long-term sense. Computers can't do that.
What's happening?
Well, this was like an explosion in Gary's cranium. Like, this can't happen. The computer is just not sophisticated enough to make this move. This is just like, something strange is going on here. This is like an interference. And he really, really got himself worked up about that.
Maybe they gave Karpov a call in Moscow. Tell us what to do. How do we fight this animal? And when you're looking at it, every move it makes, it kills counterplay.
Computer's like coming in to Gary's position, like he's breaking through, you know, the dikes are broken, everybody's coming through. Oh no, it looks terrible. Frustration mounts, Gary's pulling faces, absolute sheer disgust, resigns the game.
Kasparov's played during the second game of his match with an IBM computer called Deep Blue. He resigned in the middle of what he considered a hopeless situation instead of fighting for a draw. The match now stands at 1 game apiece.
This was not a computer-type game. This was real chess.
It was the greatest game ever played by a computer. And we believe that. Everybody believed that.
This shows that it's possible to get a computer to play real chess, grandmaster style chess, not only grandmaster level, but the style of play of the grandmaster.
We were extremely happy because, yes, our hard work all paid off.
From the testing we did, I believed that it could do it, but this is actually the proof.
In fact, that's the one particular hardware feature I put in like several months before just coming to play in that game.
The programmers have spent a lot more time working on it, and they did, probably 90%, they put 90% of the puzzle in place, but my piece was maybe the 10% that put us over the top. I feel great. In '94, I played him in a Grandmaster tournament, and I managed to make a draw. And it was the only game in the tournament where he had white, where he didn't win. So I got a lot of satisfaction out of that, and I framed the score sheet up on the wall.
What did you guys do to it last night?
We went out and had a couple of cocktails.
Then he came back and he said, how can this be? How can this be the same machine?
It plays like a Potzer in game 1, and it plays like the greatest chess master and grandmaster in the world in game 2. It doesn't make any sense. Something's happening.
Then he started looking at the game very intensely. Then he found a couple of moves which looked very strange.
They were genuinely suspicious because, 1, it didn't play like a computer, it played like a human being. It wasn't that it played at a higher level than they thought it would play. It played differently from the way they thought it would play. It played like a person.